Hey strangers, so I'm going to do something that I don't normally do, and it's basically show you guys a video game I've been playing recently, and the main reason for it is because it's probably the most satisfying game I've ever played. Let's go ahead and jump into it, and I will show you why I feel it's probably the most satisfying game ever. The game is called Satisfactory. I'll show you what we've got. Okay, so here's the game, and of course I'm intentionally looking at this one spot here because I don't want you guys to see anything yet, because I wanted to do a big reveal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn around here, and then I'm going to look up. And so I've got stuff happening here. So I've got this thing here, which is a foundry. I've got a splitter up there. So that splitter is taking coal and delivering it to both of these foundries. And then this splitter is taking iron ore and delivering it to the foundries as well. And then what they're dishing out is steel. And the steel runs along this conveyor belt here and goes off into the field of the conveyor belts. So we will get down there in a minute, and I will walk you through everything. I'll show you around. So yeah, so this is the game I'm playing, and again, I do find this very satisfying because there's not a whole lot. There are dangers in here, but you're not constantly being attacked by anything. So your main focus really is just setting up places to build to do resource management. Resource management really is what you're looking for, and you can see there's I've got stuff loaded all over the place because initially when I set this up I was not doing a very good job, and I had problems where I couldn't tell where things were going, and I needed more ability to build more stuff, and I didn't have any way of expanding it easily. So I've changed that, and the remnants of what I started initially are still around. Like those cargo containers down there are, they've got stuff in them. They're remnants of what I was originally doing when I set this up, and so I've changed all that now. And so now, like one of the things that I set up was, this is I'm standing way high up here, and we'll get down there in a second. But this here is an elevator that I made, and so I've got one side that's coal and one side that's iron, and it's just basically coming all the way up here to the top and feeding into these two systems here. So that's what they're doing. Alright, so let me go and I will show you. Hop around. Now I can ride on the conveyors, but because they're already up here, it's going to be harder for me to get back down. So I'm just going to take the way over here, and we'll hop down. We'll hop down. And I think we'll start over here because this is the side that, so we have iron bars, and I'll show you where those are coming from. But we got iron bars here, and they're going in to these machines here, and coming out is iron plates. And those iron plates are going into the bus system. That's what that's called. It's a main bus system. So they're going there. But I need more than just iron plates. So we've got more iron ore or iron ingots going this way. And they're going into this facility. And I was playing around with building facilities in a way that would be on foundations, but the problem with foundations is that everything wants to snap to a grid. You can't, you're stuck with four-way directional, and instead of being able to really adjust things better. So like, setting it on, you can't set things on angles and stuff like that, and I didn't like that because I like being able to, adjust as needed. But the good news, the good thing about this is that I can scale it up at any point. I can go up as opposed to being stuck on the floor. So that is very important. So we'll follow this conveyor up here, and I'm probably not going to be able to get around it, but that's okay. We'll follow this conveyor up, and that there is a mine. That's my copper mine. And you can see more of the base that I have set up over here, and again, we'll get to all that in just a second. So that's that. We'll head over this way. That green stuff you don't want to go near. It's very, very dangerous. It's toxic gas, basically. So we don't have anything that we can use to prevent us from breathing it in, so we would end up getting sick. And our health would drop. So, we go over here, we're just going to follow everything, and we'll come back over to where we were. So, I will take you upstairs first. Well, not upstairs, I'll take you to the second floor. So this is the second floor area. And these are our basic refineries here. And I've got, as you can see here, well, why are these two red? This is no power. Why do you not have power? Oh. Okay. So, well, I mean, it's fine because I don't need, I mean, right now, with just, because I'm not really using a whole lot of ore, that one smelter, this is backed up. So, I don't need any more ore than I already have right now. But the good news is that if I need it, I can turn these ones on, and that will give me more. And then also over here, I have 3 more in case I need, well, more. So I can hook these ones up either to copper or to iron, depending upon what I need, and I can go from there. And then if I need more, well, the nice thing is that I have this elevator here. I can go all the way up, do another floor, and do it again. And then we should be able to get down from here, yeah. Yeah, okay. And then right here is my iron production for just the regular iron ingots. And so this is probably the most efficient system. So what I have is I have all the iron ore coming over here. It's going into this splitter. It's dividing out into this splitter to this splitter. Then it divides out again into these 2 splitters. Oh, sorry, these 3 splitters. And then it divides again. Why do I have it dividing again? Oh yes, because I want to make sure that they're all going at the same rate. So they'll all be fed exactly the same amount, no matter what. And that's what I want. So it'll keep constant flow going into every one of these. Okay, and so as you can see, this one's backed up as well. And so I don't need any more iron ingot production because I have plenty. So yeah, so that's this area. And then, you know, I've got 2 miners over here, you know, 2 iron mines right over here that I'm running to make this happen. Although I have more than just those 2. I've got 2 more off in the distance there, which you probably don't recognize because you can't see them, but I can. So we'll run over here. We're going to go under all this. This is where I'm going to have the storage. So this is the main storage area for everything. So that way, number 1, I can get into it, and number 2, if things start backing up, like this here started to back up. So what I did was, I basically, it's coming in and going out. So if we look over here, so I've got it coming in from the main bus, and it's going in here. And then it's coming out here and going back to the main bus. And the reason for that is because if, you know, I don't want stuff just sitting around on the bus, because then it's going to take up space, it's going to clog, and I don't want it to clog. So what I've done is I've set this up so what it'll do whatever it can't send out, whatever it doesn't need, it's going to store here. And then this is a small, this is small, so I may have to readjust it. But I mean, if you look at, you know, what's happening right now, it's going up slowly, which means that everything going out right now is still being used. So it's not, you know, nothing is getting stuck in here. So it's slowly filling up, and that's good. When I start producing more, then that will change. I mean, at one point, it was not storing anything in there because I had so much going on, so much production going on, that it just would not, it wouldn't store anything. So yeah, so I mean, so this is the main storage. So I mean, this is, you know, everything that I can store is going to be stored here. And I'll probably have to move this or adjust it. Whoops, I didn't want to go up there. I'll probably have to move it and adjust it later. But that's what that is. And then, let's see, which way, I guess we'll go this way. So yeah, so everything is coming off the main bus into those storage areas, and then from those storage areas, they just sit there until I feel like we need to be moving them out. So, you know, this is the bus system here, and I'll take you up here so you can kind of see what we've got. I'm not going to ride on it because it's well, I can ride on this one. So we'll ride on it. Okay, so this one's going pretty slow. But as you can see, I've got that bus, or that there is a very fast bus. It's the fastest bus I have access to. It's a Mark III, or not a bus. It's the stupid thing. I can't think of what the heck it's called. A conveyor belt. Why are you going fast? You should not be going fast. There we go. Yeah, you should not be going fast. Okay. So yeah, so that one there is the Mark III. That's the fastest right now that I have. There is a Mark IV, but I don't have access to it yet because I need a lot of resources to basically send up to the space elevator to be able to get access to that. So that's going to be a little bit because I don't, because I'm redoing everything, I don't have all of the resources I need to send. I've got some of them, but not enough. So yeah, so that's what I'm doing. This right now has been what I've been doing, is redoing everything, and I'm probably gonna have to redo this again, and you'll see why I say that here in a minute. I'm just gonna go ahead and run across this. So this is the main bus, and I know where and the nice thing about this is, the nice thing about this bus is I know where everything is, I know where everything's going, I know where everything's attached, and so it's less confusing for me, and I can also see right away if I have problems. So, like, you see here, this is on the Mark III belt, and so are the screws over here. The screws over here are also on a Mark III belt. And the reason for that is because they were getting backed up out over here. They were just waiting to be transferred out and into the main bus system so they could be used, which was a massive problem because once they got out of this area, they were running really slow all the way through. So I needed to maximize the speed as much as possible. And we'll jump up here and you'll see this is a Mark III. We are going super fast and we're down here. That over there is what is keeping things running. That's my coal power production. Which I'm going to end up relocating eventually because it's not in a good spot. So I'm going to probably relocate it over there. That right there is my reinforced iron plate. And if we go over here, I will show you that we have 4 of these machines running. And this is why I had to do the Mark IIIs, because these machines were not refilling fast enough. So this requires 30 wire and 6 iron plate. The iron plate comes in really quick, so I don't have to feed that at a higher belt rate. But the problem is that it was always waiting for a wire, or it was always waiting for screws. So I had to readjust the belt speed on those so that they were moving faster to get in here quicker. And that's what I did. And I didn't set this up as efficiently as I could have, or should have, and that's what I should have done. I will probably change that, and instead of splitting it off over there, or actually what I might do is I might keep it split, but I'll set a merger down here and then a splitter up there and then split it off, and then it'll be better. And I should probably figure out how to, I tried to do that here, but it's really hard because, as you can see, the iron plates have to go in too, so I need room for both the iron plate and I need room for the other materials that is going to be required to make whatever it is that I need to make. But the problem is it was running so slow, and I need the reinforced iron plates because I'm making other stuff. And so, you know, we go along here, and you know, it looks like a mess, but it's actually there's reason behind it, because so basically I have the screws coming off here. They're coming off the main bus. They're going out this way, and that's going into the system, and then if they're not needed, then they're being split off and going back onto the main bus, because I'm going to need them for something else, and I don't want to have to make another whole system to move them. So that's what that is. So it's just going back through, and it's the same thing with everything. So like I've got the reinforced iron plate, and it goes all the way around, and it comes back here, and it merges with the output here. So it's merging with this to go out and back onto the main bus, so that it's not sitting somewhere waiting to be used. So here I've got iron rods that are going in here, and I've got the reinforced iron plate that I need, which is going in here as well, and it's making these things. And these things are modular frames. So those are module frames. And so then again, I have these. Now I only got one machine running this right now because I need all four of those to barely run this machine. So I don't have enough production to get more. So basically what I'm going to need to do is I'm going to need to amp that up more until I get to a point where I'm not worried about the how much iron plate is being generated for this machine, because this machine is just outputting everything it needs. And then I'm gonna get more of this machine in here for more of the modular frames. So again, modular frames are coming off the main bus, and they're going through here, and they're coming in to this merger, and they're going back out again. So all this, and this is also on a fast one. I can't get up there. That's okay. You can go this way. Whoops. And yeah, I'm gonna fall. All right, that's fine. So, and I have different levels for things depending upon what it is. So I have this here. This is the copper wire, which I didn't show you that production. This is copper wire, and above it is going to be iron plates. And the reason I have it set up that way is the iron plates are going to run slower than this, and so because of that, I have the more efficient stuff down here, and the less needed efficiency up there. And that also means that because I know that anything that requires iron plates, I can immediately put it on a. I can immediately go here and go to a splitter and go, I need, oh, I can't afford it, but I can put a splitter there, and I can split it off and pipe it down to where I need it. And that's the same for anything up here. So, again, I know where everything is, and then over here we've got screws on this side, so the screws are down here. Uh-oh, that's not. Well, no wonder you guys are still running slow. I didn't upgrade that, so let me do that right now. So, upgrade that, and now, screws. Let me climb up here. And this is this is really why I have so much fun with this, is because you just get to watch everything just go, and it just, I don't know, I find it satisfying. It's great. Anyway, next thing. So next thing I'm going to show you is this over here, and this over here is the rotor production. So rotors take these iron rods again, and as you can see, the iron rods are on a very slow belt, and the reason for that is, again, they produce super fast, so they don't need to be on a very quick belt. The screws, however, are not, and they need to be on a fast belt. So we go over here, and I've got these guys. Now these are on slow belts because I don't need them to go very fast right now. And then I've got this one really short. So this one's the first one. It's likely going to go out, and it's going to pop through and head out that way. So if we go on the fast super belt, we'll go up here, and you'll see that once again, it's coming here, it's getting merged, and from the merge, it's going from the main bus over there, up through here, and it merges and heads back out. So again, I can use stuff as needed. Okay, so we'll go up here, and we'll fall. Yep, and I took damage there. That's the one downside, is, you do take damage if you move too far, too high. So yeah, so this is the other half of the main bus system, and here, and I showed you some of the mess, but here is a lot of the mess. So this gets confusing for me, because I have to come over here and go, what is this splitter splitting off? Oh, it's splitting off screws. Okay, so screws are going this way, and they're going this way. So, but where is, okay, so this one's going up this way, and it's heading that way for the bus system. And then, where are the screws again? See, now I gotta find them again, so that's going that way. Screws are going up there and around here, and they're going here. So then they're splitting off here, and they're going over there into storage. And what I'm probably gonna do now, here's the other thing. What I'm gonna do is eventually I'm gonna add the storage for screws to the bus system again, like I did with the wires, so that it keeps going, and it doesn't it's not a dead stop, because those resources are always going to be needed. But something I did over here, and I haven't checked recently, but it looks like this one's empty. Actually, it looks like they're both empty. But I had screws in here from when I was producing before, and instead of me, or when I was doing production over here before, and instead of me, so I can get rid of these, because I don't need them anymore. But before I was, setting up the bus system, I was just basically building stuff as I needed it, which was great in the early stage, but now I need so many resources that it's no longer efficient for me to just, plug a bunch of stuff in and set, and then have stuff run through it, because there's things that I need. Why did you, oh, I know why. So I need to fix you. So let me fix you real quick. Oh, actually, you know what? I can just take you off completely, because we're not going to do that anymore. There we go. And where are you? You are there. So I'm going to take you off here too, because I don't need you to go that way. I think I just broke everything. But we'll see. Maybe not. We'll see. So we'll just get rid of this stuff, because we don't need it anymore, because it was mainly coming down here to pick up from before. And so again, since this is So that is that there. So yeah, that's modular frame. Okay, good. So now, I go to that, and we just connect it up as normal. Did I do that right? I don't think I did that right. I think I made a boo-boo. Look and see, I think I made a boo-boo. Oh, I made a boo-boo. Okay, so you guys are going there. And you guys should be going... Yeah, no, okay. You can get rid of this one, we don't need it. Alright. And then you... Yeah, you should be going there. Okay, so you are right. I just need to pipe in another one. You to there. Now, if I did that correctly, yep, and there we go. And they're running again. So yeah, so as I'm getting rid of stuff, I've got some more stuff I need to get rid of through here so I can make more room and figure out what I'm going to do in this area. So I don't know what I'm going to do here yet. I may not do anything. I may just leave it for bussing out resources because it's going to be, I need a place to basically dedicate to that. And the reason I have everything up high is because there's, I'll show you that over by the coal plant here in just a second. Let me just run over here real quick because walking is too slow. So so my copper ore is coming from way over there from the copper smelter. And so, or not the copper ore, but the copper ingots. So they're coming all the way over here. I have them going up there. And I gotta get up there. And I don't remember if I built something to do that with. I might have, and then I probably took it out because I'm like, I won't go up there. And, oh, here we go. It's just here. All right. So there we go. Okay. So I've got them going over here. And as you can see, this is, again, I have, this machine, or this one split off to go to that machine, and that machine, and they're all making wire. And they're making wire at a very decent pace. In fact, the biggest problem I have is that it's getting really, really backed up. Even at the highest belt speed I have right now, it's still just not flying out as fast as everything else. So that means that I'm not using it enough. As you can see, I'm not using the iron rods enough because they're slowly going out. The same thing with the iron plate. Over here, I have the wire being piped over here to these two machines, and these two machines are actually doing well, they're probably full now because I didn't put them on the bus yet, mainly because I don't have a need for them other than for me personally to be able to hook up power lines. So this is full, and that's fine. So that's only going to be that'll only fill up as I need it. If there is a resource, or if there's something I need to combine that with to make something, then I will probably go back and do that and connect it up to the bus system. But right now, I'm not going to connect something up that I'm not going to be using for something else. It's just a waste of resources to do that, and it's completely inefficient if it's something I need. I can just come over and get it. What I may do is I may set it up so that it's closer to where everything else is, but yeah, and this is a mess here too, because again, I'm trying to split off. I'm trying to set up, I got the bus system going that way and stopping, because eventually I'm going to head that way, but for right now, I don't need to do any more than what I've got. What I started to do in the later portion, as you can see from, is it this one? Yeah, from that one, which is the iron plates, I believe. No, the steel plates. or the, yeah, steel plates? Yeah, steel plates. Or maybe the steel ingots. I think it's the steel ingots. I don't remember. Anyway, if we go up here, we can find out where it is. So yeah, if we look at this one, yeah, this is the steel plate. Okay, so I haven't set this one up yet. Okay, I thought I did, but all right, so I need to do that. There is one here, and I can't remember where it is now. Ow, that's not good. I need to stop doing that. It's worse falling off the elevator because that thing is high. It's going to be scary when I get to a point where it's so high that I can't see the ground, and it will happen. It's not there yet, but it will happen. But there is one where I found out that I could hook up a splitter directly to the bus system, and because what I saw a lot on YouTube is people were bringing stuff down here to split, and I didn't like that because then it wasted room, and I'd rather have. I'd like to split it up there so that I can split it down here when I need it. And then the other thing is I have iron mines here. I've got iron deposits here. That's what these are. I have, I think 3 here. I've got 2 more over there. I've got a copper mine or a copper ore over there. I've got a bunch of limestone deposits which I need to make concrete. So this turned into a perfect area for me because yeah, I have all the resources I need. I don't have to go too far to get any of the starting resources if I need more of them to produce more things if I start running low on stuff. But here are my coal plants. And I'm going to open up this, and this is our power generation. So as you can see here, my capacity is 400 megawatts, and I'm consuming right now about 130-ish. About 100. So I'll say about 190 megawatts is what I'm using at maximum. So I'm good with power for right now, but that will change, and I will need to adjust and address that later. And what I could probably do is I could even probably afford to turn some of these off, but I don't want to do that yet because I know that I'm going to be easily exceeding it and will need more. But what I will do is I will show you what I've got set up here. So this up here is actually piping coal from the coal mine over to the main refineries to make steel. And what I have here is I have a system in place that I call my emergency backup system. So what I have is so that's coming from the iron mine. I have it going in here, which is temporary, and I'll show you this part here in a minute. And then it comes out here, and it splits. So it goes in there, and it gets stored in here. This goes to the iron processing. So right now it's not backing up at all. Just about everything that's going out is being used, which is great. Here I have another splitter, and so this splitter is going over here, and it is splitting to here into that cargo container, and then splitting there into that cargo container, and then splitting here into this cargo container. The reason for that is because if there's any interruption, if anything happens to this here, I want to have time to be able to fix it, or if I'm moving it, if I want to change it, which I'm going to do, I want time for me to be able to change it. I don't want the system shutting down because I don't have coal feeding into the power plants. That's not what I want. So I have these feeding through, and as you can see, it's not taking a lot out. It's, by the time one gets out, another one replaces it. And that's the whole point. And I don't have a lot because I don't need a lot of storage. I just want storage on all access points, or all the initial access points. And then from there, I split it off as needed. So this one here is being split off, and it's going back in there for fuel. And I'll show you that in a minute. These two are split off to go here. This one is split off for some reason, and I don't know why, but it is, and that's fine. This one's split off, so it's feeding this one, and it's going around there. It's splitting off there and feeding into those. There's two back there, then it's feeding off. Or it's feeding to. And then this one is split back here, so it's split here, and it's split here, and it's going into this one, and then it's split over here, and it's feeding this one. So it's feeding all the way down here to this one. And then this one's splitting off. And because I have three of them, so I have them all going. So basically everybody should be feeding into everybody, and nobody should be not feeding into anybody. And the reason, except for here, and that's probably why I set that up, because I was probably going to split it and send it into here so that it was all basically sharing everything. And that's what they should be doing. Everything should be sharing, nothing should not be sharing. And in fact, this one should be sharing as well. So I want them all dedicated. That way, they're that way they're all feeding each other. They're all getting fuel from not just one source. They're getting fuel from all of these boxes, and that way, one doesn't run out before the other. They all run out equally. So if I've wasted my time on getting things set up, then it is my own fault for running out of power versus not having the backup system. And it's still my fault for running out of power because I don't have the backup system. But I tried to make the backup system as intelligent as possible, so clearly now that I looked at it, I need to refine it. But let me go this way. And you see these blue arrows here, and that is what I wanted to show you. So initially what I did, I just set that up because I needed the coal, because taking it by truck was inefficient. But I had a truck basically driving through here, picking up coal, driving it back and dropping it off. And it was efficient for just running the coal power plants, but it's not efficient enough to run the coal power plants and run the refineries that are going to make the steel. So what I need to do, or what I did was I changed it, I readjusted it, and I'm deliberately avoiding the arrows because I don't want to run into the truck. That is not something I want to do because it will kill me if I run over it. Or I'll probably, and the thing is that this is still alpha. It's not even beta yet. And this is what the game can do. I mean, this is just very pretty. I love the environment that it's just really relaxing. And there he goes. There goes the truck. Bye, truck. So yeah, it's just absolutely relaxing. The big stress is managing the resources, and I don't mind that. I find that quite fun. And it looks like, oh good, you are out, and that means that you are out. So I can get rid of these because I don't need them anymore. And that means I can also get rid of the truck, which I'll do later. Oh, I have this to get rid of. Now the other thing is that's nice. This is how much room I have in my inventory, and this upgrades as you go, as you unlock stuff. But this is how much room I have. If for whatever reason I no longer have enough room, when I delete something, it will just drop into a box like this, and it'll stay there. It won't go anywhere. So I can come back and I can collect it at any point, which is great. Again, it's not time sensitive, so I can come back at any point and I can pick it up, and and I've got a bunch of them laid around because of all the upgrades and changes that I did. And I have this going on a Mark II belt because I don't need it going super fast yet. It doesn't seem like it's needed. It seems like it's doing the output pretty well. But the next thing I'm going to show you is up here. This was a pain. This was the first coal mine deposit I discovered, and boy was it a mess to get to because I had to figure out a way to get up there. There was no easy way. I looked everywhere. There was no easy way to do it. Just wasn't. So what I ended up having to do is I had to build a platform, and that's what I did. I built this massive platform to get up there. to be able to basically just plant the mine on top of the ore so that I could get the coal. And so I'm just going to take you up here so I can just because I want to show you just what I went through to get up here, because I don't have a way, you know, there is a way to fly, but you have to unlock it, and I'm not there yet. No, we can get rid of that because we don't need it. Okay. So yeah, so here's the the coal deposit, and my mine is basically shipping it out, and I have another container down here that it's going into for, again, redundancy purposes, because I want to make sure that if for any reason something gets backed up, it's always being stored for later use. And that's what this is doing. It's storing it, well, that's what it will do if it backs up. If it doesn't back up, it's just going to keep running, and that's totally fine. I'm okay with that running, and there is no major gaps in it. Nothing is really being slowed down from this. So, okay, so truck is back. I'm going to delete truck. Bye, truck. And as you can see, my inventory is full, so now it dropped a crate there. So I can pick that up later, and that's totally fine. I'm not going to worry about it. I can totally do that. And we've got a little green slug up there, but I'm not going to try to get him yet. I will get him later. The slugs give you access to power stuffs, so you can overclock your machines and your power plants, which is great. Well, I don't want to go that way. There's a hole there, which is great. And then there's the copper ore I was talking about earlier. So yeah, so the downside is that the more resources you require, the further and further away from the base you have to get, which means that you have to figure out how you're going to pipe it back to base. And so the coal so far is the last or the latest thing that I have uncovered or discovered, because that is or that was just what it was. Now, and I know I'm probably well over time here, but I would argue that this is just I'm doing a lesson type thing, and just showing you all the different stuff in here. And I don't think I have I don't have any weapons on me, but that's okay. I've already cleared out the area that I'm going to go to next. You know, I probably should have done it. I probably just should have taken the truck there, but that's okay. We will go. We'll go there without the truck. It's not that big of a deal. Which is basically what we're going to do is, if you see above the screen, it has a label there marked coal, and that is because I put a marker down because I wanted another coal deposit in case I needed more resources. And so what I didn't realize was that coal deposit was actually more easily accessible than the one that I initially chose, which, you know, I feel really silly about now, doing all the work that I did just to get that mine up to that height to be able to pull that off. So now what I have is I have a mine over here that I have not it's ready to go. I haven't hooked it up to the system yet. I'm going to do that eventually. Right now, I want to get I want to get more resources established before I do that. And the main reason I want to do that is because I want to see just how much of a drain it's going to be on the system at present. If I need to add more coal, or if I need to add more iron, or what. So that'll tell me. Likely I'm going to probably need to add more of those special refineries, because, yeah. Now I need to be careful here, because somewhere around here, let's turn on my flashlight so you and I can see. Somewhere around here is, whoa, okay. Where are you? Oh, well, I think I can drop off here without dying. Nope. Well, yes. There. Okay. So we need to go down here, and we're going to go down here. And I tried to set up a pathway here for a truck, and that was hilariously much of a failure. It was great. The truck basically glitched out and rolled off the cliff and into the water. And that was a fun thing to try and retrieve. Yeah, it was horrible. I eventually did get the truck back, but then I decided against doing that again, and I decided that I was going to pipe stuff from now on from areas that a truck can't easily get through. And also, if I need the resources right away, then I'm not, I can't use, I just can't use the truck to do it. It's just not feasible. So somewhere in here, I've lost my way. Oh, it's over here. Okay. So over here, I have my coal mine here. And as you can see, it wasn't very difficult to get here. In fact, that walkway goes all the way back up to where we were. But what I initially was doing was I was setting up a power plant over here that was just dedicated to run the coal mine. And the reason I did that was because I thought that was going to be more efficient. But the problem is that now what I have coal up here, just sitting here. It's not going anywhere else. It's just waiting to be used for this power plant. That means that for all that coal that's sitting here, it could be going out and being utilized elsewhere. And as you can see, here's the, I haven't been back here in a while, so I haven't even deleted this to set up the new system yet. But I will get back here and do that once I need to. But yeah, so that's everything that I wanted to show you guys. And I know this video is going to be super long, and I will try to cut it as best I can. But I want to try and keep in as much as possible too. So I might just take out a lot of the walking, since the walking is but yeah, see, if you see here, I think it goes all the way up, and up there is, our base. That's the space elevator. And I would love to show you, like, there's just, the animations and things are just pretty, and unfortunately I don't have any animals to show you. I would love to show you some of the animals. They're just all of it is just awesome. It's just an amazing visual, and this is just one world. There's 3 worlds right now that you can play on, and you can play in multiplayer, and you can play in non-multiplayer. And again, anytime lately, especially math has been really hard, and I've been finding that taking a break and just running through here and doing stuff in here it's been a lot easier than trying to play in a few of the other games that I like playing, because I'm always having to worry about defending myself from enemies, and here I don't have to defend myself from enemies unless I'm going to explore for resources that I need, and otherwise I don't have to. So yeah, so I'm going here, and I'm just going to head back over here so you can see, and there we are. There's our lovely base. As you can see, those are the 3 iron mines that I started with. These are the ones I started with, and then I've gotten the 2 way over there, and I've got a bunch more all around that I can use when I need to. So I am pretty well set. I just have to get myself into a better position of automation. And then right down there is what's called the hub. And I don't have anything to really show you there. There are some animations there that are really cool, but I have to have stuff to unlock, and I've unlocked everything for that at the moment until I discover something else. And when I do, I might show you that. I'm thinking I might do more of these. If you guys like them, I'll do maybe more of this one or some of the other games that I play, if you guys are interested. So this is what I have for you today, DFTBA, and I will see you all when I see you.